You're in your session late at night, you're trying to finish that beat, and you open up that reference track that you're trying to chase, and you compare it to your track, and it just sounds thin. So you reach for the EQ again, limiter on the master, maybe some more clipping, but it just doesn't feel right. I've done this, and many producers I know have also done this, and it was never really about your mix. Here's what happens when you compare your beat that you're making right now to a finished reference track. You're comparing your draft that you've been cooking for like 1 or 2 hours to a beat that went to professional mixing, mastering, through different stages of feedback. That's just not a fair comparison. The reference track that you are listening to is loudness normalized at its best point that it can be, has probably been through weeks of iteration, and is a result of many different people's feedback. And there's an effect that I think many of you know, and it's called the loudness bias. When showing louder and more quieter tracks to different people, people consistently rate the louder ones better, even when the rest of the audio content is the same. So it's just the same track, made a little bit louder, and it sounds better to the human ear. Isn't that crazy? Like pushing 3 dBs on your track and it instantly sounds better. Sounds too good to be true, right? And that's exactly why the ITU, the organization that sets international broadcast standards, has set rules to loudness normalization. And there's a rule that says all comparison of audio tracks have to be normalized. So all the tracks have to be the same volume. And that's why your reference tracks probably sound better than what you're doing right now, because they are just louder. That loudness effect alone explains most of the wow effect that you have for reference tracks. Not arrangement, not sound design, just simple level. So if you want to have a more fair comparison, you export your track first. Then in a new session, put your exported beat on a track and put your reference track right below it. On both of those tracks, you're gonna put a free loudness meter of your choice. I used the Ulean loudness meter, and you can use any of those loudness metering plugins. Now you're gonna go on your timeline and you're gonna make the actual clip louder or more quiet, so that the levels on both of these loudness meters on both tracks are the same. And if both tracks read the same integrated LUFS, that's loudness units full scale, then you have a actually fair comparison. And then listen for the things that mastering can't completely fake, like a muddy low end. Is there a good separation between the bass and the kick drum? Do you have a good stereo image? Are there actually things on the side, or is it just like made wider with a widener? Those are the things that mastering can't completely fake. And that's because these are mixed decisions and not something that a mastering engineer does afterwards. And another tip from me, reference tracks are nice, but don't overdo it. Don't compare every beat you do to a reference track. I know you want to become better and you want to make better beats, but comparing everything just makes you copy those reference tracks. Because if for every beat you have a reference track, you try to go as close as possible to that one. Okay, if you want to make beats in a certain niche, if you want to do something for a certain market, like type beats, I get that. But if you want to make actual beats that are unique and that are your own, I think too many reference tracks can actually destroy that. So if you use a reference track, keep that in mind. Try to level match and try to listen for the actual things and not get overwhelmed by the mastering. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you next time.